Hi, I'm Leanne Ely. I'm a nutritionist, a New York Times best-selling author, and some people even say I'm a life coach. I started the Daily Dish Show to share my story, my truth, and my journey to vibrancy, and to inspire others to do the same. Because it's all about grit, perseverance, and finding a way despite the odds. It's about embracing the whole woman, not just the parts that are easy to love, and feeding her heart, mind, body, and soul. But I found that this isn't just my story, it's your story too. It's go time. This is the Daily Dish.
So today is something special in my opinion, because this whole week has been about how do we automate all the things, all the things. We're always wanting to automate things. I don't know about you, but the more I can automate, the more I can get into the groove, get more done, and just make things happen. Are you ready for all of that? This is really important because when we automate like a lot of these different things, like just like by 10 o'clock, I am exercising. By this, we're doing this. Our habits we have more room for thinking about other things, and our habits just suddenly become a part of us. And it's really fun to celebrate good habits, isn't it? Especially when we work so hard to break the bad ones. So that was, that's everything. That's how I look at it. It's everything when we can automate. But this is Wise Women's Wednesday. And on Wise Women's Wednesday, it's time to take it to a different level so we can talk about what it is that wise women do. And I've got something for you today that might not be on your list of things. And you're probably thinking, oh, I've already got this. I've already got this. And you know what it is? It's automating your body confidence. Ding, ding, ding. Did the bells just go off and you're going, wait a minute, what? Yes, it's about automating your body confidence because it's everything. It is everything. It is foundational. It is a principle. It is a key. It's the plumb line for you to even get started or to get off the carousel of crazy. We're going to unload all of this. Angie and Susan just walked in. I'm glad to see you both. I want you to hear about this. And you know what? I want you to open your ears and I want you to take it all in, and I want you to digest this one, because this is a place where a lot of us fall apart. This is a reason why a lot of us are on the carousel of crazy to begin with. We don't look at ourselves. We shame ourselves. We don't feel good about what we see in our own skin, and therefore we just let it all go. So I want you to hear me on all of this. There's Lucy and Terry and Vanessa. This is a good one. Patsy says she's all ears. Pinky's up for Patsy. I appreciate that. Let's go. You ready? And yesterday I told you, if you remember, I said, take notes. This might be one for you to take notes as well, especially if anything dings you, and if anything makes you go, oh my gosh, that's me. Or, oh my gosh, this is hitting me where I live. I want you to hear this. I want you to hear this. I want you to really hear this and let it land. Okay? Agreement? Okay. Wise women automate their body confidence. You know why? Because we're wise and we decided that it's time to move on to other things that are more important than sitting there and fretting about what we look like in front of a mirror, or not being able to look at ourselves naked in a mirror. You remember one time, it was months and months ago, where I said, I want you to get in front of a mirror naked and go love yourself up and say some nice things about yourself. It's a good exercise. It's a good exercise. And I'm not saying, lie about yourself. I'm not saying go in there and just go, oh, my girl, you've got such a bikini body. I'm not saying that. I'm saying look at yourself in the mirror and just have some gratitude, for this body that's held babies and old people's hands and loved people up. This is This is your vehicle for life. This is all you get, by the way. How you treat it, how you love it up, and how you are getting around in life, that's up to you. But we have this one vehicle and we are responsible for it, whether we take care of it or not. And I believe at the end of this, it's going to be, well done, my good and faithful servant. Or what have you done here? Because we are given this gift of our bodies, we're given it. And so while we maybe want to go from here to there, isn't there always a gap that we're discussing, bridge building to be done? There's still the place of gratitude for what it is that we have. And I believe gratitude underpins this whole automation process of body confidence. Can you handle all of that? Let's try it. Because here's the thing, is that when we don't feel good in our own skin, we unconsciously sabotage ourselves, or we allow others to sabotage us as well. We allow people to come in and rob us of a vibrant life, or thoughts to do that for us, or the things that we think about ourselves to do that. We can't do that, because that's what takes up a lot of our energy. That's what puts us on the carousel of crazy in the first place. And that's what also doesn't allow us to have a starting place. It's sort of like, here's your sprint, this is your GPS, this is how you get it done, but you don't have a starting place. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. If we are always looking toward the future, we can't enjoy the present. And that includes who we are right now, because we are not showing up in our lives. Who you are right now is showing up in your life. You have to show up with body confidence, not with a bunch of lies about yourself and saying, all kinds of things that just aren't true, but instead of just knowing that this is the package you got, and this is the package that needs loving up. Period. That's just the way it is. And it's in that place that we can start. Because we can't start with anything until we love ourselves. We just can't. Hey, Deborah, I'm glad you're here. Here's what happens when we don't have body confidence. When we don't have body confidence, we avoid picture taking. We avoid things like going to the beach, maybe going and doing fun things with the family. We avoid going clothes shopping. Anyone ever scream looking at a mirror in the dressing room? I've done that. Trying on bathing suits, it's torture. I always say, what fresh hell is this? Trying on a bathing suit with those horrible lights with a three-way mirror. It's true. But you know what the other thing is? When we show up and we do it anyway, and we stop the degradation process and the thoughts and all of that, we can get beyond it. But I don't think we even recognize it sometimes, because that's what's automated. This body shaming that we do to ourselves, never mind anybody else, and the way that we just erode our confidence, erode our love for ourselves, and erode everything. Hi there, Janet. It doesn't work. It certainly doesn't work. And, I will say this, and that story, my goodness, isn't it old? This old story about Leanne and the nursing bra, where I finally went to Elaine Bryant so I could wear some clothes that fit, because I was in such denial about what was really going on. And I didn't want to believe for a minute, that I needed a different size, that they didn't carry it in the, normal stores, as I said. And so there I was, I was with Marla. I was in there, and the sales lady comes in and sees me standing there in a nursing bra. My children are teenagers at this point. And she said, we got to pull the girls up, number one. And she also kind of gave me almost a disgusted look, like, why can't you just love yourself for who you are right now? Why do you push off and not take care of yourself today? It wasn't because I didn't have the money to shop and get some clothes. It wasn't because I didn't think that I deserved it, or at least I didn't think so. It was just because I just, was in denial a little bit about everything. But it was at that point, at that moment, when I got the pretty bra and bought the matching panties to go with it, that I started to feel better about myself and pretty again. And that bra meant everything to me. That bra told me that my body, the way it is right now today, the sizes didn't matter. You know, it was like a 42 around or something. I don't even remember. But I remember at the time that I just accepted it for the very first time for a very long time. I accepted it. And it made a difference because I walked out of that store confident for the very first time in probably 10 years or more. This is the place of starting. You can't start. There's no GPS that's going to allow you to start until you know where you are. And where you are and accepting where you are and having confidence in your body the way it is right now is how you get off the block and start the race. That's the big thing that I want you to take away from this. According to Women's Health, 87% of girls grow up thinking the world is judging them on their looks. Does that break your heart? 87% think the world is judging them on their looks. So no wonder we internalize this kind of a dialogue. No wonder we don't have body confidence. No wonder we are, just bereft with agony over our bodies, over the way we look, over everything. This is what happens to us. This is what happens to us. They also said 4% of women surveyed in the UK feel beautiful. 4%. That is woefully sad and small. Can I just tell you something right now? Do you know what my heart is for you? I want you to, in the comments, I want you to say this. I am beautiful. I want you to say it right now. And I want you to mean it. Because when we can stand there in the place of where we are, not quite yet there, if we can do that, then we can do anything. Having body confidence is what moves the needle. Getting behind this whole thing of understanding that no, I'm not flawed. No, I'm not ugly. No, I'm not evil. No. You're beautiful. Just the way you are right now today. Here we go. Here they are. I am beautiful. Yes, you are, Deborah, Nancy, Laura, Marguerite, Lucy, Susan, Patsy, Tanya. Yes, you are, Margaret. Joanne, you are. Look at you all. Do you feel that? Do you feel the difference, how that feels? I don't want you among the 4%. I don't want you as a girl with the 87% thinking the world is judging you. I want you in the place of confidence with your body, just as you are right now. There is such beauty inside of you, and there's such beauty to embrace. And while you're not maybe where you want to be, guess what? You get to start in this place. Patsy says, my heart feels lighter. Yeah, it does. It feels lighter. It's a recognition of who you are. Do you remember that you're the apple of God's eye? If you are the apple of God's eye, how can you not say I am beautiful? How can you not? What do you think he looks at you and sees? He sees beauty. Beauty. And maybe it's beauty from ashes. Maybe you've been through a lot of things, but you're beautiful nonetheless. That apple of God's eye. I mean, to me, that just makes my heart soar. We can get away from these screams coming from the dressing room. We can get away from all this avoidance of cameras. Yes, you're beautiful, Carla. Yes, you are. Yes, you are, Susan. And yes, you are enough, Marguerite. This is important. I want you to hold on to this because your confidence depends on it. So, the whole thing is that we don't feel we deserve. We can have that until we get to that goal or that size or what it says on the scale or what the measurements are or the size of your jeans and on and on and on. And I tell you, no, it's not true. It's simply not true. It happens now. It happens now in the moment where you are, because that confidence is what wise women take with them. They build from. They don't wait for. Do you get that? Body confidence, you build from it. You don't wait for it. Take that to the bank. So to have body confidence is to make a decision to do so. Do you remember? We have choices in our lives. We have choices about the things that we think about, with the things that we decide to do, all of it. This is so important. This is so important. So I'm going to give you some things that you can do to start building on that body confidence. Okay? I promise you, this is important stuff because it only feeds the narrative that I just said to you. You are the apple of God's eye, the apple of his eye. So beautiful, daughter of a king, fearfully and wonderfully made, here on purpose and for purpose. Consume that as your food for thought. That's the things that you should be thinking. Those things. Think about these things, right? Doesn't that just land beautifully? Doesn't it make your heart warm? So let's talk about then some actions that we can take in order to keep this up. Number one, I'm going to tell you, and you've heard me before, move your body. Stop sitting so much. Set an alarm and get up every hour. Just go do a flight of stairs, do a 4-minute workout, do something. When you do, you release endorphins. And when you release endorphins, you feel good. It's like underlining, underscore, highlighting, putting stars and sparkles around it. This is the razzle dazzle of exercise, right? It just makes you feel good. And feeling good helps to build your body confidence. Wise women know this. Wise women do this. Number two, eat to feed and nourish yourself deliciously, of course, right? This is what we do as sprinters. And we understand and we know that what we put in, we're going to get out that energy that we want. This helps us to get off the carousel of crazy because we're not subscribed anymore to a stupid fad diet. We are instead bringing in the foods that serve us and make us feel good. And when we understand that, and that's what we do, and we're listening to our bodies and eating accordingly, you know how our hunger hormones tell us it's time and you're done and all of that, little intermittent fasting put in there. Does this sound like sprinting or what? When we do that, it helps with our body confidence. Feeding ourselves to fuel our lives. Bingo, body confidence. Number three, mindfulness is all the things. Mindfulness does everything. Have you noticed that? Mindfulness is brought to us with meditation, with journaling, with goals, all of the things that we do with our morning rituals. All of this helps. All of this underscores. All of this foundationally holds up body confidence. It does, because you feel good about yourself. After you've done that, you feel good, you feel centered, you're ready to go on with your day. Remember yesterday when we talked about all of this? We talked about how this is just a needle mover, really, for getting you to the place of automation of these fabulous habits that you want to support. Well, this is the same thing. This moves the confidence needle in your life in a big, big way. So as we can be mindful, when we have a mindful mug, for example, right? There's your mindful mug. We're having a mindful mug before a meal. We're looking at our quotes. We're journaling in our journals. And I picked that up, except I'd knock over my coffee cup. All of these things help us to be the woman that we are meant to be. That's all. It puts us on a more confident track, and we feel confident. We can feel confident about our bodies. in the same time. Number 4, this is a challenge for you. I'm going to tell you right now. And if you've had a difficulty with this and you're going to promise me right now, and I'm going to ask for pinkies on this, that you will now start to do this, is accept compliments. Someone says to you, "You look so pretty today," instead of saying, "Oh," or "Oh, I love that color on you. Oh, this old thing." No, your answer is thank you with a smile. Thank you. Okay, are you ready? "You look lovely today." What do you say? Pinkies up. Thank you. Stop pushing it down. Stop dismissing this. Start accepting it. As we accept these lovely, beautiful compliments that somebody went out of their way to say out loud, guess what? You take in the confidence. Yes, thank you. Thank you. You ready to say thank you? "You look beautiful today." Pinkies up. Thank you. I love that one. And as we take it in, it helps us to start believing it too. Have you noticed that? So that's just a little changer. And number 5 is, you ready? Love yourself. Love yourself. For heaven's sakes, who made you? Why are you here? You wouldn't be here taking up space just for knobs. You're here on purpose and for purpose. So therefore, you need to love yourself. God's looking at you and saying, "You're the apple of my eye. You're my daughter. I adore you. I know how many hairs are on your head. I am so glad you're here. I chose you to be here right now." Start looking through his lens and not yours. Okay? We get stuck in this stuff, we lose our way. So body confidence can be created and it can be automated. It can be created just by these 5 things that we're talking about. And we can start being consciously aware of all of this and stop complaining and stop crying in dressing rooms and stop missing pictures and stop hiding. Put on the bathing suit. Go to the beach. I don't care if you've got every lump and bump and whatever hanging out there. Go enjoy it and have confidence that this is your body's vehicle. You can remodel it at any time, but certainly it's time to love it up now. Now, what do you say? You ready to do this? Wise women understand this, and wise women make a concerted effort to have body confidence no matter where they are. That's what I want for you. I hope you found this helpful. I hope this landed right where it needs to. And I hope you internalize this and really take it to heart. Because as we go forward, having this body confidence, there's nothing we can't do. What do you say to that? Pinkies up. That's what I say. Margaret says, thank you. I love it so much, Margaret. Thank you so much, all of you so much for enjoying, for being with me. And if you enjoyed this, do share this. I think women need to hear this message that it is perfectly okay. As a matter of fact, it's highly recommended that you start having body confidence right where you are today because you're beautiful. And don't you ever, ever forget that. See you tomorrow. Peace be with you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining me today. You can find me on TikTok for daily tips to help support your most vibrant life. And remember, you are the author of your own story. Until next time.